Episode.
It's 37. It's 37.
I don't know. Oh my god.
We take like 1 week off and then everything goes to
Episode 35, part 2. Part 3.
Yes, it's still a 35 part 3, in fact. Yeah. We've been busy. Someone's laptop might have broken just before we started. No. Totally does. Totally does.
Did not auto host the Spawn Point podcast.
Oh,
Spawn Point Podcast, number 37,
How could be here, Andy?
where things work and people do stuff. Okay, someone take this away while I fix Luke's audio.
Okay, so obviously last week we were at
Hey Ravi.
Oh, we go. So.
Hey Ann.
Oh my god.
Hey
So
Luke.
yeah, last week
Hey Andy.
we didn't do anything. EGX, right?
How you
So.
doing?
Oh my god, come on, just don't tell me to take it away then. Stop. This is not how this works. It's not professional.
Nah, I'm super professional. I'm the most.
If you're gonna talk over me, why don't you tell me if you enjoyed EGX or not?
It was alright.
Yeah. Nah, you know.
It was alright, right?
Wouldn't do again, you know.
No.
It was okay. Some stuff happened, I guess.
Many things happened, yes. Many things.
You know what was sick? The go-karting.
Oh yeah, the go-karting was well good, yeah.
Luke wanted to do more go-karting. We did 40 minutes of go-karting, and Luke was like, I want to do more! I need more go-karting in my system, right, Luke?
Right.
I want go-karting.
I totally almost didn't kill myself go-karting.
And then Lewis totally almost didn't kill me and Kamal both times.
Look, I mean, I would have taken him with me.
Yeah.
So he almost
I've got yeah, okay, so when we were go-karting, Lewis, who was a scrub who doesn't know how to drive, cut both me and Kamal off at one point.
Something.
And I got I got really angry and started screaming at him, and before I realised it was him.
Yeah.
Then I realised it was him, then continued to scream at him because he still.
I was so pissed off. Okay, I'm gonna stop playing this game as well. I was so pissed off at Lewis.
Turn my camera back on.
I did.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh,
speak of the bloody devil.
I was so mad at the person in front of me who I didn't know who it was. I just knew he was wearing one of the red like what are they called, suits?
Yeah.
Full body
suits. Yeah.
Anyway,
the suit with the red
and I saw his neck, and I saw a spot on his neck because I was tracing him for so long. And then when we were walking out, Lewis was walking in front of me, and I saw the same spot on Lewis's neck. I was like, "You motherfucker!"
I love the fact you spent so much time trying to burn a hole in the back of his head.
That game that we're playing today, that I haven't started yet, is called Overcooked. It's a cooking game where I will try and cook.
Ooh, I love how the podcast is titled this week. I like those dots.
Yeah, I know, right? I found dots and I was like, I'm using them.
Yeah. All the dots.
Who wants to start? So we're going to do like just kind of the game's called Jiggle the Willy. Jiggling the Willy.
Yeah, sounds about right.
You jiggle your
Play that game all the time.
I'm uncomfortable right now.
Why? You don't want to jiggle that Willy?
Oh.
All right. But for reals, what do you guys? How do you guys even want to like? This is how like prepared we are for this. I don't even know where to start. Was the whole like EGX recap? What was your favorite game convention? Oh, okay.
We'll do a day by day rundown, and then we can all say what our favorite thing was, right?
Right. Okay.
Okay. So on the Thursday was the first day, right?
No. Yes.
Oh, please. Well, yeah. So on the Thursday, we spent like most of the day there. We did Dishonored 2 on the Thursday, right? That was the first thing we did.
Yeah, that was a game.
Definitely a game. Yes.
Yeah,
Wasn't me completely jumping into the series like?
It was the first. Oh my god, there's just like a body here that's just doing nothing. I have to do all the work myself. Anyway, it was the first hands-on any like on the planet.
Yeah, it was like the first book of anyone could ever get at Dishonored 2, which is pretty cool.
Oh god! I just realised how bad I was at that game, and now that you're saying this.
The first time.
Anyone's got any hands on, and it's me going, ah! I want to play this thing.
I mean, to be fair, to start with, I was really bad just because I hadn't played a Dishonored game for ages, so I was just squiffing about. But I figured I got back to it. I got back into it. So that you could either play as Emily or you could play as Corvo. But Luke, you played as Emily, right?
I played as Emily. I tried to ask before we got in, like, who was playing what. So, like, who was doing what and who was playing who, so I could be like, okay, I will do the opposite of what everyone's doing.
Yeah, so me and Kamal both played as Corvo.
Yeah, I played as Corvo specifically because I knew I was buying Dishonored already. This wasn't like meant to convince me, and I wanted to keep Emily's experience like really new and shiny for when
Be fresh for when you actually get the game.
Yeah, because I'm gonna be streaming it as well, and I feel like I'm a crappy streamer as it is. I don't need to already know exactly what's happening while I stream. You know, like. You can only stream crappily so much. Like, look at me, I'm failing at this game, and this is the tutorial.
I don't even know what you're... Is that lettuce you're chopping up? Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Lettuce.
I like you say you're going to buy Dishonored 2. You've already bought it.
I've already bought Dishonored 2, it's true. It's true. I'm a filthy whore. I've already bought Dishonored 2.
What else did we do on Thursday? Thursday we just sort of like wandered about and saw all the stuff, right? Did we check any other big games out on Thursday?
We played Final Fantasy.
We played Final Fantasy as well, which was solidly... Final what number was it, Luke?
It was Final Fantasy 7 to 11, 18.
I mean...
It was Final Fantasy, oh my god, the Roman numerals, they're coming! Oh my god, no, so many!
Yeah, Luke...
It was Final Fantasy 15. Just while Luke has his breakdown. Yeah, this is the one where you play as a boy band.
Oh yeah, like, I think Luke got the furthest in that. Tell us about Final Fantasy, Luke.
There was a lot of running around. There's a girl called Cindy, and she was like, hello, and I was like, hello, Cindy. She was like, you're going to do stuff for me now.
She was like, hello, I'm a mechanic in a bikini.
Did you pick up on that?
Would you... Yeah, that was Cindy.
That's her arc.
She had lots of character development.
So she was like, hey there, person, and she was saying stuff that I think I was meant to understand, but I didn't. She was like, oh, the Royal Guard and stuff, and I was like, who the fuck am I? Who the fuck are you? What the fuck are you doing with my car? Give me my car back.
Anyone there's a lot of information that's already.
Oh, they just drop you in.
About the game, so like you kind of get like an idea of like your so like overall arching story for Final Fantasy, like the beginning for anyone wondering about Final Fantasy V. There's two kingdoms, they're at war. One kingdom is all about magic, one kingdom is all about technology, right? So Technology Kingdom comes like to White Magic Kingdom's butt, right? And Magic Kingdom's king. Sorry?
Why's it gotta be white magic?
What? So Magic Kingdom's king was like, oh, I'm gonna send my son off to get married to this other kingdom's queen or princess, so that they can unite and we can fight this guy. Basically, this is really rough, but it's just to give you a general idea. So he gets together with his boy band friends, because clearly these guys like rock out when they're not like fighting.
I mean,
they're in leather.
They're such a boy band. It's ridiculous.
You've got every stereotype. You've got the main like enigmatic leader, and then like the big guy who's super gentle and only wants to love.
Yeah.
And you've got
one and the smart one. That was literally they were all four boy band put together.
So you know the boy band gets together and they make their way to this wedding, while the kingdom is under siege.
So where it drops you in is basically your car is wrecked, and she's fixing up your car, and then like you kind of have to wander the desert, beating things up for a while. And by the way, I really loved how the fighting played out and how it felt. I was very bad at it, but
yeah, I liked it.
That's an interesting thing to bring up, actually, just because of Final Fantasy 15 and 13, to less or so extent, becoming like kind of transition games for Final Fantasy into more live-action fighting from their turn-based combat, which is what they used to.
The last one I played was 13, and that's kind of like a halfway point between the two, right?
Yeah.
Because it was like you sort of pause in the middle of combat and cue your actions and stuff, whereas before that it was like literally turn-based, right?
Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was good, but I don't know. I don't know if that's like how I
saw a giant bird thing. Sorry.
It was the mission itself was very fetch quest. And
it was very stereotypical RPG, right?
Yeah, and my question would be, is that going to be a theme, or is that just because you don't want to ruin anything in a demo? Because it could be either, and I really hope it's the next thing.
I feel like if you like know your RPGs, you're expecting at least a couple of stupid, dumb fetch quests.
Yeah, that's true. RPGs
but then it's like the part that I was enjoying it for a bit until I got the car, and you saw me do this. And I started trying to drive the car, and it would not let me do it.
Yeah.
Because it's got like a
I was actually really pissed off about that. I thought,
it was so annoying.
Like everything I had seen so far, and I might be an idiot and might have just missed something, but everything I had seen up to that point made me think that the car was like a completely like user-controlled thing.
It is available to you.
Yeah, same.
But it's very much on the rails driving experience, which I never thought I'd say.
Yeah, I was trying to fight it the entire time, and I ended up crashing like several times. It was very irritating.
I ended up going down a different road, and I was like, "Oh God, no!" And I turned back.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I ended up going the wrong way just because I was fighting it so much. I lost my sense of direction. It's like, yeah. So yeah, not a fan of the car. So I guess they'll have to fix that.
I can make it better. It turns into a plane.
So I can drive the plane?
I don't know.
See, that's that part now. Like, I want to drive the plane.
I'm under the impression that you would drive the plane, but also I've been lied to in the past.
But I've been lied to before.
So I can't trust anymore. All my trust is gone.
Also, did you guys try out the different weapons that we were able to?
Yeah, I had there was the claymore, there was the hand sword, and there was the battle axe, right?
Was it just me, or did the weapons look like they were meant to be like imitations of like his friends? Like there was the heavy and like I don't know. I felt like when I was using the heavy weapon, the guy like went to me and he's like, "Oh, nice." I don't know. He said something, but like it was along the lines of, "Good job, like imitating me."
I mean, I can see that, yeah, because one of them was like the short sword would be like for the two of them, the broadswords for like the Enigma one. Yeah, I can see. I didn't make that connection when I was playing it, but I found say that.
I had a hard time with the whole like team stuff.
But, like, what, I mean, like, we had to chain the attacks together and stuff when you were fighting?
Is it a plane? No, it's SB! Stop SB.
Hi! SB Hive.
Yeah, there's that element of, like, tactic to it, right?
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't go as far as calling it tactic.
It's more of, like, recognizing which one is best for the situation, so it's, like, just picking the right one.
Yeah.
I guess.
The guy with the gun is useless. The cute one.
Oh, I never used the guy with the gun. Yeah.
He staggers enemies, Luke.
Yeah, I tried to. Yeah, supposedly he does, and then like when I tried to do it, the thing took a shot, shook it off in 3 seconds, and like, I'm pissed off now.
It doesn't stagger them forever. Just a little
I know,
bit.
Like, my guy would then run off, like because you know how it switches to that character, and they'd be like, "Look at him pull off the shot."
Mm.
Like, my guy would have left the creature behind at that point because he's just like, I'd sticking around. When my guy's not controlling me, I'm gonna get wrecked.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair, I guess.
So like he staggers, and I'm like, I got so much catch-up time. Teleport.
Did you? Okay, so overall opinion on Final Fantasy?
Solid 6 out of 10.
Definitely made me interested. In, like, possibly getting it.
I have an idea of how the game works. When it comes out, if the reviews say that the mission quality is good, like the diversity and stuff is good, I'll pick it up because I do like the combat. I didn't like that specific mission very much. So I guess we'll see. But yeah. It feels alright. This game has been in the works for a while, so they need this to be a big. And I don't know if it didn't feel like the big game they needed it to be though. It didn't feel as special as it felt. Like
yeah, it didn't feel like a huge blockbuster to me. Just like another standard Final Fantasy game. Yeah, like I said, they were the two main things we did on Thursday, right?
Yeah, we didn't really give Dishonored a proper breakdown. I'm realizing now.
I feel like we don't. It's just like we all love Dishonored, so it's like.
I don't know about how Luke.
What did you feel about Emily, Luke? Tell us. What did you think about
I feel like Emily's meant to be like if you're going in as a scrub lord, you just want like all of her weapons seem to just like destroy enemies. I know like you're about not halfway through, but you're like near like the end of the beginning of the game when you pick her up.
Yeah.
But like I've got like an explosive gun and grenades. And, like, anyone who I fought didn't really feel like a challenge at all.
You say that, but when I was Corvo, I had the explosive bullets. I had the grenades as well. But I did see a couple of videos when I got back, and they did say that Emily is set up as, like, the Destroyer character. Because of her abilities.
That's interesting. But, like, knowing Dishonored, like, the abilities are going to be, like, you're going to build them depending on how you want to play still. So they loaded very specific builds in there. So there's that.
Yeah, I guess you could play whichever way you like, regardless of which character you pick.
all I'm saying is that when I was playing there, I felt like nothing could touch me.
Yeah. I get that.
The only thing that could touch me was that stupid lightning machine. I hate it. I'm trying to get past that thing for ages.
I'd never had a problem with that lightning machine. It was the big Clockwork Soldiers that got me occasionally. They were boss, those Clockwork guys.
Yeah, the Clockwork Soldiers are. For anyone who's played an old Final Fantasy game, they're the equivalent of God damn it,
Tall Boys.
No, I wouldn't say Tall Boys. I would say you know the enemy that's kind of like that have powers. The guys, that dude's man.
Oh, the Inquisitors.
Yeah, I feel like they're like the second tier of enemy.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely more powerful than guards and stuff.
I wrecked the guards.
Guards are wimps.
Yeah, guards were scrubs.
Like, guards are children.
Still scrubs.
You know what are true scrubs? Civilians.
Yeah, but they're civilians, that's why! You have a
They got in my way!
We just went around killing civilians, apparently.
I didn't see you play that. I'm just imagining you just walk around the corner and there's just like a couple of civilians having the lunch and you're like, you're in my way!
They were in a kitchen, and I walked in. I tried to sneak into the kitchen, and then like the butler immediately spotted me. And I was just like, "Guess who's dying tonight?"
Wow, okay.
He tried to run off to alert a guard, and I was like, "You have chosen poorly."
Like, he saw the murder in your eyes.
Yeah, poor innocent civilian about to be murdered goes to alert a guard.
Just made that. Yeah,
anyway.
Just like eye contact.
So I ended up picking up his body. And then I threw it. Yeah, right, Huck.
Yeah.
What screw? I ended up picking up his body and then throwing it in front of the.
This is so much harder as one player.
Than the lightning machine.
Oh no, that was a guard. That's how I tried to beat the lightning machine first. I was like, if I can throw the body at the lightning machine and it be distracted by that, then I can go hit the off switch. Apparently, lightning has more than one arc, and multiple arcs actually.
Silly.
Hit you. No, I ended up throwing the waiter's body in front of like a cook. Like I think she was a cook anyway. And then I just kind of left it. I was like, "That'll be you if you don't learn to fucking shut up."
Using them as a message, essentially.
Basically.
It's like this is a cryptic message. Like,
Demon.
see this? This'll be you if you squeal.
Demon.
She seemed to get the message. She just went and hid in the corner and cried for a bit.
I'm always almost. But look, it's meant to be a multiplayer game. Leave me alone, Haz.
To be fair, you're doing much better than me and Luke did when we did the stage.
Yeah. That's mainly because I was purposefully like being a dick or whatever.
I was gonna say because my controller kept disconnecting, but yeah, also that.
Did we play Horizon Zero Dawn on the Thursday? On the Friday?
That was the Friday, wasn't it?
Ooh.
Ooh. I thought it was the Thursday.
Yeah, it was definitely because we went to the booth and the guy was like, "Hey." Yeah, it couldn't have been the Friday because we had to go.
Oh yeah, he said come back later, and then we went lined up for Dishonored. Ah.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Okay, so we played Horizon Zero Dawn on Thursday as well.
Dude, better.
Which
I
if
got
you-
3 stars, girl. 3. Count them. 1, 2, 3.
When we went into like the booth thingy, it was. They were like, "You had your camera out, I had my phone out." I was like, "We're gonna take so many pics of this game." And they were like, "Please put the things away."
Yeah, we're gonna. I've got a vlog cooking up over the weekend, and you'll see that. You'll see the moment. Like I have my camera out, I was going like, "Ee!" And then he's like, "Okay, no photos or videos," and you just go hear me go, "Oh," just like put my camera down. Just like, don't want to get this taken off me.
Yeah, I don't know about. I didn't know a damn thing about Horizon Zero Dawn until we actually went in there. Like I'd never seen it.
I feel like you weren't impressed.
It didn't do anything for me, to be honest. But okay, so basically, the whole premise of the game is it's in the future, and the whole society is like crumbled, and humans aren't the dominant race anymore, and the world is full of weird robot dinosaurs, robot animals, and stuff.
It's meant to be like post-apocalypse.
Yeah,
Like apocalypse happened, post-apocalypse happened, and now like everyone's just kind of settled in their new way of life.
You're back and sort of like it's like in the future, but it's also kind of Neolithic, but also with robots.
But there are these like hints of like this ancient past of civilization, which is us.
Yeah.
Like, and the main character's a girl who came from nowhere. Like she doesn't know like, and the tribe that she's in don't know where she came from, and she feels for some reason, I don't think this is yet clarified, she feels that she's connected to the past and what happened to Earth. So she decides to go on a quest to find out what really happened and what are these giant dinosaur robots and why they're here and like all of that jazz.
Yeah, she got like cast out by the original place she was in, right?
Yeah, because she was asking too many questions.
Because that's an original story premise, right?
One thing I didn't pick up on
Mm-hmm.
is like, you know, her abilities, like by the way, Eagle Vision. But her ability to like
Oh, Eagle Vision's in like every game now, though.
Yeah, everywhere's got Batman.
I know, but
I felt like it was super useless as well in that game, honestly.
Yeah, it was only a waste of time, yeah, for sure.
you could learn things about the enemies that you're going up against, but most of the time you didn't bother to. Most of the time you're just like, charge!
Kill! I am caveman. You are robot beast.
I'm just interested in knowing like who else has the abilities in this universe, because I'm not sure.
You're a special person, just like in all the games. Like you're super special.
Sorry, Luke. I missed that. You are.
I'm just wondering if she's like the other one that has these abilities. Like,
What
the,
abilities?
Like,
The Eagle Vision?
like the sense, yeah, like the sense, like what the machines have and stuff.
Okay, the Eagle Vision is due to her visor thing. It's all.
Yeah, but like, is she the other one that has one of those, or like?
I don't. That'll probably be clarified in the start of the game because she doesn't start with it. But
No.
as far as I'm aware, most of the technology she has isn't limited to her. It's how they hunt.
Yeah.
Like just in general. But I don't know where they get it and if they make it and if they have an understanding of technology to that depth, why they don't want to know more. So
Probably. I don't know. Probably this
Technology is scary.
could be. I mean, like they try to eat them on a daily basis.
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
then they made like freaking holographic like field sensing depth perceiving visors that we can't make today, but they're like technology's scary.
Maybe she's the only one that has that.
Maybe. Maybe.
And, like the rest of the guys are just using bows and stuff.
But other than that,
Good game. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. Look, Horizon Zero Dawn has a thing that I love, and it's the grapple mechanic. And I'm not kidding you. That entire game has sold me on that grapple mechanic, like the wrangling like dinosaurs mechanic, where like you shoot arrows with ropes into like the machines, and then you like stab them into the ground, and you just
It tethers them basically, right?
yeah, and you keep doing that until they're too tethered down to fight back, and then you can go like, I don't know, fucking, I don't know what you want.
Diddle them.
Diddle them if you want to.
I just felt like that was where you were going, so...
I know, right?
You mount them, right?
Don't drive into me, boss. Sorry, what?
So you tie them to the ground, then you mount them.
Yeah, we actually did do that. Let's be
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I didn't get much out of it because there was so little exposition in the demo. Like you would just put nothing and said just do stuff.
Yeah, but it's open world
To be
game
honest, I
and
did enjoy that.
it's open world game and
I
To be honest,
any sort of like explanation of what was happening or like what was going on and stuff. So it was just like,
yeah. Well, I mean,
just there are some things. Go do those things, and it's
yeah,
like,
but see, that's what I enjoyed about it. Like, I was just put in this world to like test how the gameplay feels. Like, just like how does this feel? And I was like, this feels pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe it's just not my sort of game. I don't know.
oh, baby.
It just didn't do anything for me.
No game. Sorry.
But you guys both liked it, so I guess it's 2 out of 3 ain't bad, right?
Yeah, I'm still buying it, but that's not like super. Ah, but it's on fire! Everything is wrong. Take that's what I put in the bin. Oh no, the fire's spreading. What the fuck? Oh, okay.
I just watch this unfold now because I can't because the stream is delayed.
This might be a bad game for me to stream with. Guys, it's gonna go.
Okay, but
Oh my god. I like when this happened to me and Andy. You were just like, get the fire extinguisher, put out the fires,
Yeah.
come on.
Hey, you were two people, you scrubbles.
How does it feel? Come on, a bit harder than it seems.
running away from you.
Why is this on the stove? I don't want you to burn again. Get off. Okay. It's safe. Carry on.
Yeah. Okay. So Horizon Zero Dawn was fine, and then on Friday I think the main game we did was Little Nightmares, right?
Oh well, we did definitely do some Little Nightmares.
And Little Nightmares was, first of all, it had the best booth costume people in the entire EGX.
Yeah, they did
It had the best booth.
Sorry.
I would say it had the best booth.
Yeah, it had the best. Well, let's get into that part first. So the whole premise of Little Nightmares is it's the trailer we showed last time. I think we showed it last time, or a couple of times ago, where you're the little character in the yellow raincoat and you've got to escape from the chefs in the demo we played. It was the same demo that we showed the trailer of, but they had the characters dressed up as they had 2 people dressed up as the chefs outside the booth, and a girl dressed up as the main character as well.
And they were lovely.
Yeah, they were so in character the entire time.
They were so nice.
Yeah, the little character was always climbing up on all the walls, like because it was at an open booth, so they were climbing up on the high parts and just wandering about and hiding from the chefs.
Oh, she didn't even do that just in that booth. Like, I saw her do that on a bunch of other booths as well.
And then the chefs were always looking for her, but they were just such good characters as well, because like, they kept going around. The first thing we got out with them was we were waiting in the queue for Little Nightmares, and one of them started offering Kamal sweets out of its apron pocket, and then looking all blushed and shy when he reached his hand in there.
Yeah, it wasn't sexual,
Which was,
guys.
I made it sexual.
It wasn't sexual. It was sexual.
I made it sexual.
It was sexual. The chef told me.
Well, one of them kept backing their booty into me, so that was definitely.
Oh, I should do that full screen. But yeah, the game is really interesting. It's like a puzzle platformer, like with a horror twist to it.
Yeah, for sure.
Andy and me both got to play it. I don't think we've ever got around to playing it, did you?
No.
I will say 2 things about that game that I noticed from playing it. I don't know if Andy had the same experience. Maybe he had better intuition than I did. But I feel like the puzzle aspect in the puzzle platformer is pretty real in this, but not in the sense of like, oh, this is like a Portal-esque puzzle. It's more of like, how exactly am I going to traverse this place? Like,
yeah, you can see what you've got to do. It's just trying to get around.
Yeah, like when I got to this part, it's in the trailer actually here. When I got to this part here, and you're running through the kitchen. I don't know why it took me so long to figure out I could jump on that like bookshelf and climb over it.
Oh really? I got straight up there. I knew immediately how to get up there.
Yeah.
I guess you're just to put the platform to scrub.
The thing is, and this is the second thing, and that's like I hope that this might be just like a personal pet peeve, but if it's not, I hope it's fixed before the game releases because I want to like it. I felt like the grab response, like there was a button to grab onto things, right? I felt like the response for that was really weak. Like I felt like sometimes I would be right next to a thing or right on top of a thing, and I'd press grab and it wouldn't do it. Because my first reaction was to run through that kitchen and to climb up that bookshelf or like the shelf, right? And I went to do it, and the character refused to latch on. So I was like, clearly this is background scenery. I clearly can't get on here. And then I like explored that kitchen for like a freaking whole 10 minutes before I tried to do it again, and it finally worked. And I had that issue. It was a couple different things in the game actually. It was grabbing, and I don't know if it was my controller or if it was the game, because I asked you when we came out, you didn't have that problem.
I feel like it was different. They had to get used to it, because I know I did it the first couple of times, but I think it was rather than pressing it once to trigger a grab, then again to let go. It was you hold it down to hold on to. It was either that or the other way around. So it was the opposite way you would expect it. But once like I got used to it, it seemed to be fine.
Fair enough. But I definitely liked it.
That was my experience. Yeah.
I like the theme a lot, and
I like the art style.
And they did right. They was their booth. Like they got people to get attention and to keep people around the booth waiting in lines and everything happy. That's how you do it. That's how you do it at a convention, especially if you're at a small game. You know, like these guys.
You've got to.
I think everyone that went to the show saw this game, and it's not a freaking EA game. You know what I mean? Like, it's a
this is just a little indie game, right?
Yeah. So that's pretty impressive.
I think it speaks volumes so that we at least like half of the pictures that I took and like a bunch of the videos we took are all like have them involved in some way.
Kamal has a girlfriend now. Yep, there's a creepy chef girlfriend.
Yep, for sure. Yep.
She let me touch her place.
That works. You reach your hand in the pocket and then suddenly you got a ring on that finger.
Yeah. After you put your hand in that special place where the sweets.
Yep. Yep. You just have a little rummage. Done? Did we? What else? Oh, we just did. We did all the other indie games we saw. Was it 100 levels we saw on Friday as well?
Zone 100.
Oh my god! Why could none of us get this bloody name right?
Oh,
Kamal gets it right.
I've never got it wrong.
Okay, far from Kamal. Chubb, you kept getting Little Nightmares wrong, so
that's true.
Shut up.
Little monsters. Here's some little monsters. Next time I'm in the UK, introduce me. Yes. Oh my god, there's a second chef. Who knew?
So tell us about 100. Zone 100.
Okay, Zone 100 is a side project by a developer that we ran into who works for a different company. We didn't really, at least I don't remember what the company he was working for was. Do you?
We asked him in the interview.
That was Zeppelin Games, right?
Maybe.
I think it was something to do with Zeppelin. I feel.
Anyway, so him on his weekends was working on another game, and it's the best way I can think of to describe it is like Super Hexagon. Like it's a really difficult, intense kind of traversing game. Is there a better word for that?
It's like an endless runner sort of game, isn't it? That's what I would say.
I guess, yeah. Like an. You know what? Let's see if there's some video footage of this to get on screen.
I would call it an endless runner. So you end up like you've got you go through a running thing and it's like
they really need the publicity because you could not find this game.
Looks like we got the scoop.
Yeah, it's definitely like Andy said. It's definitely an endless runner. You're on like a circle, like a sphere that goes on to infinity. You're a little ship on that sphere, and you're shooting forward at really, really fast speeds. And there's obstacles that are being generated out of this sphere that you're on, and you have to turn around it to dodge these obstacles and just see how far you can get. And every zone gets harder. And I guess the name of the game is a hint of like, can you get to Zone 100? Luke did the best out of all of us. What zone did you get to, Luke?
Like 8, maybe not that.
Yeah, it was like 7 point something or something like
that. It's very. I feel like it's going to be very reminiscent of the Impossible game, where it's going to be one of those games where you pick up, you play for a while, and like you either advance or like you just stay at where you're at.
Yeah,
but,
and they're definitely going to want to put it down a lot as well.
Yeah, but
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get frustrated the fuck with that game. Like I swear to God, I was seeing the Matrix, and I was just like, I could do this.
I was seeing a migraine.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish the demo time.
It broke my hairs. Like my depth perception was bad to begin with, and it was just like I was seeing it was like my entire eyes just like defocused as soon as I started playing. I was like, no, I can't do this. No, it's impossible. Can't do it. They did not make that game for people with eyes that don't work properly. But it still looks really cool to watch as a spectator.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have to focus on it.
We have an interview. We're saying that we're going to be editing and putting up on Spawn Point during the next week.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff coming out on Spawn Point over the next week on the YouTube channel, which is good because that YouTube channel's dead.
But I think
I'm looking forward to the video stuff.
yeah, we got a whole bunch. So yeah, that's that was everything we did on Friday, right? Because I know we left earlier to go meet Spurter, right?
Mhm.
They just punched me in the face.
Well, that was
Oh, he only punched you in the face a little bit.
Yeah. Only a little bit.
Yeah.
Only a cheeky little punch.
So there was that, and then on the Saturday we did mainly go-karting, and then we played what was it, WWE, wasn't it, with Spurter?
Oh yeah, we beat Spurter at his own game.
He was super hyped to play a WWE game.
And we ruined it.
And then me and Kamal got dragged along to us, even though we don't like it. And then we beat him. I beat him the first time, then Kamal beat him, and then we left.
2K17, if anyone is interesting.
Yeah. And you said it was actually quite fun, right?
Yeah, but I don't know how much of that was just because I got a pound Spurter's face in. Which
Yeah, it was kind of stupid fun.
I've had for a long time.
It would be a game. It would be a game I would play if it was there, but it's not a game I would buy to play.
Yes, I agree with that statement.
It was quite fun watching Kamal try to turn Spurter into a finely ground paste on the floor.
Yeah, because I didn't know how to pin. If for people who don't know, to win in a wrestling match, you have to pin a guy, but you could keep pounding them until they're a bloody mess and not pin them and still not win. So that's what I did.
I felt like at some point the referee was gonna be like, "Dude, he's had enough. Just stop."
Yeah,
Just,
I feel
please,
like they should do
please.
that. Luckily, in real life, they don't die because it's not real.
Yeah.
But
They
in
just
that
have to
game,
act
I
out.
was making physical contact with that man's face, and he should be dead.
You were just curb stomping them into the floor for a solid like 3 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my god, it was so nice.
Yeah.
It got
Yeah,
rid
but
of so many of
frustration.
my terrible desires to kill people.
It's a nice angle. It's like a stress ball equivalent of a game.
Yeah.
You
Thank
just
you
give
for
someone a
that.
contact head.
Thank you for being my stress ball.
But yeah, then after that we just sort of wandered about and just looked at stuff when we came back, right? We didn't actually see any big games because that was the Saturday and it was bloody heathen, right?
Oh yeah, don't go to EGX on Saturday, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
You guys forgot to mention that you played board games on the Friday.
Oh, that's right, we did. I forgot about that. Yeah. So on the Friday, we were looking for somewhere to chill out at the end, and we saw this. There was a little board game area where they were playing like all these like super nerd games.
Super nerd games. Yep.
Me and Kamal ended up playing something. It was something to do with Cthulhu. I can't remember what the game.
Pardon?
Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, that one.
Thank you, Luke.
Me and Kamal ended up playing that with one of the board game rep people and some other guy, and it was really hard.
I loved it. I was like,
fun.
why don't I play board games more? And then I proceeded to leave and we'll never play a board game again.
But yeah, it was fun. It was confusing,
I just
but we had to stop Shaggoths taking over a town or whatever.
Oh.
But there was like a million different ways to lose. So like, if you ran out of like tokens, you lost. If like too many enemies got spawned, you lost. If all of these big cards got turned over, you lost. If you ran out of cards, you lost.
It
and
was
then, like,
well good.
Yeah, and then we almost won, then we lost. It was great.
I'm one for nihilism.
Yeah, Hook. Just yeah.
You chef, cat chef. Sorry.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you would really enjoy the Call of Cthulhu board game, Hook.
It's so good, Hook. Oh my god, we have to get it and we have to play, and it'll be great, and I'll love it. And we'll lose, but you know.
I mean, everyone loses though, so it's fine.
Yeah.
As long as you all lose together.
Also, if anyone here is considering going to convention and they're like, oh, you know, convention, I want to do that, but I want to stand in queues for games that last like up to 2 hours, which they do. And you're like, oh, I've done a few games, and there's a few more I want to try tomorrow or later today, but my legs hurt. Go to a board game section. There's always a board game section in a games convention. Sit down, play a board game, let your legs rest, and you meet people too. And it's top. It's a top way to socialize at a convention. I did not think about it before, and after this, I would totally do it again. I liked it.
Yeah. Not as good as trains for socializing, though.
Not for you, Andy. Because we don't all like get on a train and suddenly like exert like a billion freaking what are they called? Pheromones. Yeah, and then everybody in the train just looks at you and is like, I want that. Because that doesn't happen to all of us, Andy. We're not lucky enough.
I can't help. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. I got my train mechanism.
Yes, you can use the cat recipes.
Yeah, nice.
Andy flirting on them trains.
Yeah.
Not with the trains, just on the trains.
Also, other pro tip: Andy's loud on trains, guys.
I just thought I was.
People stare as well.
Yeah, they do. He's so loud.
I just assumed I was loud everywhere.
Yeah, but I think it's until you put you like in a closed box you don't realize, because like the noise is going outwards into space, but like in the box it's just bouncing around.
Look, my job is to be loud. I can't turn this down. This doesn't turn down.
You tried to get my attention by clicking your fingers, and some woman just looked at you like, the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this guy?
This guy's a Mickey Burgers.
Yay.
But I got your attention though, right? So if it works.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you did.
Put it on
Apparently there's a Call of Cthulhu RPG coming out next year.
Put it on the pan! Sorry.
Oh my god. Don't put Call of Cthulhu RPGs on the pan. Don't do that. Yeah, anyway, okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, we also watched a bunch of films. And,
yeah.
Nice.
We can talk about movie nights after this, but like, then on the Sunday was mainly me and Kamal just bought a bunch of stuff, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got stuff. I got what did I get again? Oh yeah, I got a jacket. I'm gonna go grab it.
You got the jacket now. Okay, so I got this t-shirt. This Lucio t-shirt. It's pretty swell, right?
I'm coming back.
Luke, tell me you like the t-shirt.
Nodding head.
Okay, I got.
I did it.
Okay. I also got this. Got my portal mug. And I got a bunch of Fallout stuff, which is all scattered around my house. So I'm not going to show you that.
I got a T-shirt from the Little Nightmare peeps because they loved me because I was better than Andy.
Yeah, well.
I got this sweet EGX lanyard.
I say how we got all that swell merch. Oh, and Spoda got a Punisher jacket, which is cool.
This was the congratulations you're better than Andy T-shirt.
Yeah, but I've got the cool postcards with art on them. What's my art card?
The chef, my chef girlfriend personally came up to me and put it on my head while I was playing the game. So that was good.
Oh, I got that. Oh, as I drop them on the floor.
And they gave out a bunch of Dishonored T-shirts, which are nice as well. So.
Mine's pretty massive, so I'm gonna wear it for pajamas. But
there you go.
there's another one. And then there's Kamal's chef girlfriend right there.
Yeah. My wife is.
Yeah.
Only after Ram though, because Ram is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then at the end, after you'd gone, look at Weiss and me and Kamal watched the a bit of a Tekken tournament, and that was surprisingly amazing.
Yeah, we saw a bit of a Tekken tournament, which was great, and we saw a bit of a Street Fighter tournament, which was okay, but it had pros in it. Like,
yeah, there were like
pros that I did not expect. Guys,
and there was the guy.
Bacon on or beef on a pan.
You just put it in the plate. You put it on.
Can't.
Yeah, we got Dishonored t-shirts and Be Jelly.
Yeah.
I'm giving one away at some point.
The Dishonored t-shirts are great because they were just like, oh, you played the game, here, have a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take a t-shirt for playing the game, baby.
Oh, we didn't talk about a big thing on the Friday.
Friday was probably the best day.
The VR thing.
Yeah, yeah, but that's the big thing we're going to talk about different as in a separate thing, because it was what about when Kamal broke VR. So what was the thing? What was it called? So on the Friday, we went to a VR booth, which was it was a Vive, right?
HTC Vive.
It was the Vive.
The full room one.
Yeah.
So it had just like of the levels of VR. The HTC Vive is got whole room tracking. So you put this headset on, and when you walk around, it also tracks your movements in a space. Kind of like Kinect, but better.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, much better.
So the one we played was basically a button. It was it was essentially an obstacle course with a gimmick around it, and it seemed to be procedurally generated. So it seemed to change every time we played. So I noticed whenever people were playing, it seemed to be slightly different each time.
Yeah.
So it generated it differently, and you had to like crawl through things and go around and unscrew stuff, and it was pretty swell. We all had our own unique experiences with it. Luke did some dabs.
Who went first?
I apparently tried to do a roll and I wiped. Yeah, I went first.
Okay, Andy, just tell us about you. Tell us
Okay.
how much you enjoyed it, what you thought of VR, exactly what happened in your experience, and then Luke.
Okay, so I went in not expecting much. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna do a thing. It's gonna be a bit silly. I'm gonna see some stuff. But then I put it on and like you'd totally seamless. That you go straight into like another world. It was amazing. It was so good that I thought I was doing much better than I was in real life. So like, I tried to do like a roll thing, and I've seen we did a video of this, and it looks like I just totally wiped myself out on the floor.
I would love to cut it in here, but like I promise you guys, from now on, it will be a permanent clip that I can just cut in randomly in spawn point.
Like you just press play and it's just like thunk.
Yeah, it's like me thinking that like the actual guy who coming to see if I was okay, but before. Yeah, but I thought I did fine.
And it was great, and we got along with the guy, and the guy was like, "Oh, can I see that video of Andy failing?" That's what he asked me. Yeah. And I was like, "Yeah, I'll show you it after my turn." And then it went wrong.
Yeah, then someone turned up.
Look,
Come on, I guess that's what happened.
Come on, give us a play-by-play.
He asked us, he came up to us, and he was like, "This demo has a section where you can like crawl, but we can turn that off if you don't want to crawl like in public, you know, because crawling is a very like private endeavor." And,
I think it's like, do you want your butt hanging out or do you not want your butt hanging out?
you just wear pants properly.
Just put your pants up, it's fine.
No, but I mean, like, you know, like some people find it provocative when certain people bend over on their knees.
Some
that's
people need to like turn it down.
I know they definitely do. Do not get me wrong.
Keep it in their when they're in public.
But that's fair.
I think it was just this kind of thing. I was just like, look, some people may be uncomfortable with hanging, like,
Yeah.
just hanging out.
Anyway, I was like to the guys, yeah, we have to do the crawling option, right? So, you know,
I was down.
we did it, and Luke was down too at the start, and then and then I went on and I got in, and there's a thing about the Vive, guys, that you have to understand if you're watching and you've never played. It's wired. It's still a wired system because like it's sending like full HD footage to a screen. It's just not something that you can do wirelessly properly yet, right? So
despite what that man in the Mother Booth told us.
That's a whole other thing. But yeah, so I like the wire. You can't see it when you're in VR. Look, I'm trying to justify myself.
Can you see where it's going?
So sometimes you're walking around with a headset that has a wire on it, and you turn around and the wire, you know, doesn't turn behind you by itself, and there's no one handling the wire, so the wire's in front of you now, but you but you don't know the wire's in front of you, and then there's a crawling space, and you're like, oh, okay, I'm gonna crawl, and then you start crawling through a tunnel in VR while there's a wire getting tangled around your leg, and then you're like, I feel like there's something on my leg, maybe I can just like wiggle it off. Like, there's a little tug, and you tug, and then the entire system rips out of the wall, and you're like, oh.
And then
The best part is, I could see all of that happening as it was going on. I could see it wrapping around Kamal's leg, and I'm getting down to the I was like, he's going to pull that out. That's going to get pulled out right there. And then it happened. It's
The
great.
best part is immediately afterwards, you while you were just like not wallowing, but just being like, oh, for fuck's sake, why did they do that? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because they had like
two press people turn up, and the guy gets super stressed out because the press is here.
Yeah,
he's just like, woo, woo.
The press is here to like see his game, and they can't get like for like 5 minutes before the press even show up. There's two of them, right? There's like the main developer and this woman who's also like works on the game. I don't know what she does. Anyway, yeah. She is pissed, by the way. Like,
she was so mad. She was unnecessarily mad.
The dude was cool, but the woman was like, "This kid here was breaking our stuff." So she's like passive aggressively trying to get it to work again. While I'm stood there because I'm telling Luke. Luke is like, "Let's just go." Because he's seeing me and I'm like, oh, I hate myself. And he's just like, let's just go, come out.
There was a bit of that. I was just like, he doesn't need to stay around for this. This is just extended torture.
And I was like,
he
no,
knows
Luke,
exactly what's going on here.
You have to try VR. I was like, you have to, Luke.
And then two people from the press did.
Yeah, and then two people from the press turned up and they're like, this kid broke our thing. We're trying to fix it, by the way. This kid right here. That's what I felt like was happening.
He's taking notes as well. He's just like went to go see the developers, but the game was not immediately ready for us. Apparently, it's very easy to break when testing. He's like, no, don't write that down.
So luckily, eventually they got it back up and running. Like 10 minutes later, all the stuff was reset up. The press did their thing, and then Luke got a turn. And Luke asked them to turn crawling off so he wouldn't pull it out of the wall again.
that was a strong incentive. Also, didn't want my butt hanging out. I got no control over these trousers. But like I enjoyed it. Like it was super fun. I liked the interactivity. Like you could pick stuff up. That was cool. I found a broom and a flashlight, and I was like, these are my weapons now. And I started brooming the floor.
So Luke was brooming and everyone enjoyed that, and then he decided to dab and everyone was like, "Boo!"
Yeah, this was based off what a kid did earlier. Like, we were watching other people play it, and this kid like picked up an object off the floor, threw it in the air, caught it, and dabbed. And I was like, that's cool. I want to do that.
Yeah, I think you were the only person in that queue that thought that was cool.
Yeah, I was proud of the kid. I wanted to like clap, just be like, woo!
Everyone else's head turned the hand. Luke was like, "Oh yeah, this guy. Oh yeah."
He knows where it's at.
So after a year of me constantly talking to you guys and be like, "Guys, VR's more than a gimmick. Guys, VR can be cool. VR lets you do stuff that you can't do in a regular video game if you do it right." How do you feel now? Are you a bit more sold? Are you not sold at all? Is there anything to it?
I'm a bit more sold. I just don't see it. Like with my current living situation, I don't see this ever being a thing that I can use properly yet. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not for everyone, but I mean, like as a market, like, do you feel like there's a market for it?
I still feel like it's a gimmick. It's a fun gimmick that works really well, and it's enjoyable to do. But I still feel like it's a gimmick for people who've got the money or the space to do it.
Okay, I riddle you this, Andy. What makes something not a gimmick? How? Like...
It just needs to be like that anyone could just, if you've got the money for it, you can just use it. But like for this, you need to like have all your system set up, so you need to have the space, and you need to have all the stuff.
I don't know, maybe the sit down.
It's like a peripheral for something, so it just feels like.
Yeah, this is the full room one, but there are a lot of VR systems that are like completely sat. There's head tracking.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool, and I really enjoyed it, but I just don't see how it. I don't see myself getting it.
I think right now, it's very expensive.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And I think that's honestly, I think personally, like, I feel like that's the only thing between it and becoming like common.
I mean, yeah, if it was cheaper, it would certainly be more accessible for people.
If it was cheaper, I would be sold on it. Like, I'd make space.
Yeah.
For this thing.
And it's more than, and people forget, but it's more than a video game thing. Like, especially when you're talking about a Vive setup. Like, let's say you did have a room in your house, pretty much like dedicated to like, it's got a television on the wall and a sofa, and you push that sofa back and you put on your Vive headset, and like it's your VR room too, right? That's a big ask for just a video game system. But like, I see a much bigger future for VR than video games. Like, you can say you want to see a car like that you're looking at on a website. You can literally put on a headset and the car is 1-to-1 scale in front of you, and you can walk around it, and you can open doors, and you can like look inside of it. And there's a lot of learning applications for it. There's a lot of like assists with disabilities. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of potential. Just has to be executed correctly. I don't know that they're doing that right now. Because I don't.
They need to branch out, I think.
Yeah, they're pitching it right now as a consumer product, and I don't think it's a consumer product yet. I still think it's too expensive. I still think there's too much chords, for example, was the vibe. There's too much prototypiness to it.
Yeah.
I personally, I don't think it's going away. I think it's going to become cheaper, it's going to become smaller, and it's going to become
it's not going away.
It's not going to. I don't think it's 3D. Is basically what I'm saying. I don't think it's 3D televisions.
No. It's not going to get more applications. 3D anyway.
Which completely just died.
Yeah.
Right
Another
now.
thing
Oh, sorry.
Okay. That's alright. Keep putting it.
I would pitch if there is a billionaire or a millionaire or 100,
Or a
500,000 or a trillionaire. If anyone's watching this and they're like, I think VR is the future, I would pitch to you a setup like escape rooms, you know, like where there's these rooms dedicated for something, with VR experiences. So, like, instead of people buying them for their house, they'll go out for a day, like, with their mates, they'll go eat, they'll explore town or whatever, they'll go to this VR place, and they'll all play a couple rounds, like an arcade, right? They'll play a couple rounds of, like, a VR game in their very own room with a Vive, like, for a tenner, you know? And leave. And then the company makes money from it, like, because they're, like, you know, they bought these headsets once, they developed these games once. That's good. Everyone gets to experience VR. You don't need it in your home. I don't know. I feel like that's where VR's at. I don't feel like it's every man's thing right now. I feel like it's more of an arcade thing.
I'd definitely see that working, yeah.
Which is why I think it gets such big queues at conventions, but it's not going into anyone's house. Like...
Yeah. Everyone wants to experience it. People just don't want to buy it for themselves.
Tijan! Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what up?
Such calm driving. Yeah, I'm driving around before I get into the next hectic mess that is this game torture.
And chill. Yeah, another thing we saw at EGX that I thought was really cool was the special effects people, the one who made games for disabled people.
Yeah, I have a wristband.
Yeah, so me and Kamal made an absolute mockery of trying to play chin-controlled Rocket League.
Yeah, what?
Like, rather than it being the controller, like one of the, obviously, they had like a little mat set up that had big buttons that you could just tap to make. That was for like A, B, X, Y, that sort of thing.
And forwards.
Yeah, and
so they got rid of one stick by using buttons, and they got rid of the other stick by moving it into like a chin accessory that you could.
Yeah, so it was like a little. It looked like almost like an old like N64, like, you know, the big thing where it was like one of these joysticks where you used it like that.
Yeah.
It was like on a big mount, like just above, and you like had to. It was very lightly controlled, so you just had to push it with your chin and stuff. And it was so much fun to use. It was really so hard, right?
It was so hard, but at the same time, having tried it, I could definitely see it like being. It felt hard the same way my sister, when she first started using a controller, felt like it was hard. Like,
yeah, it's just a learning curve, right?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think like people that use that, people that obviously have to use that because they're unfortunately like they can't do anything else.
That's the option they have to have.
Yeah, I do feel like they could get really good, and they could definitely get way better than I am at Rocket League with it. Like, I don't feel like it holds them back.
Yeah, I think the joke we were making is we were already crap at Rocket League. This made us worse.
Yeah, we really like genuinely. I with regular controller will miss the ball in Rocket League. So they give me this thing and they're expecting me to hit the ball in Rocket League?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I can hit the ball. I can hit the ball, or I can point in the right direction. I can't do both at the same time.
Yeah.
It's just not happening.
But you won, right?
I won, yeah.
I own gold.
It was probably the most boring game of Rocket League anyone's ever watched.
Yeah. But it was to shout them out, if anyone actually wants to support these guys, they're called specialeffects.org.uk. They're a UK-based charity, and what they do, they don't make just like they don't mass produce rigs like that chin setup for Rocket League was specifically made for a specific person with a specific disability, and they just brought an example of it to the show. Like, they go out to people's houses that are disabled, and they talk to them about how they feel like what they need changed on a controller, how they feel like they could have like an easier experience playing a game. and then if they need to, they go talk to the developers of these games, and they get integration there. Or if they feel like they could just do it by making a really fancy modified controller, they'll do that. And they completely run off donations, like, you know, they're charity, completely non-profit. They're really cool, honestly.
The other thing they had there was they had eye-controlled FIFA.
Oh, yeah.
So they had like a big camera rig set up like just below the head, and obviously it tracked your eye movements to control. I think there were free kicks and stuff, which was really cool as well.
Yep.
So I guess like you said, they go to like houses and they see what the situation is, and then they obviously design a custom thing based on each individual's needs.
Also,
which is awesome.
Also, if anybody's actually interested in donating to them, I think the best way to donate to companies like this that support games and their game charities is Humble. Humble lets you, when you buy from their store or you buy a bundle, decide on what charities you go to, and they're on the charity list. So I've put them on I have like 2 charities that I always donate to when I buy from Humble, and I didn't know these guys existed before, so they're definitely on my list now. But yeah, they're cool dudes.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, okay, so... And then on the Sunday, we also played Ukulele.
Yeah, Ukulele.
Oh, I've heard that song. That game was hard to play hungover as fuck.
I found most games are hard to play at that.
Ukulele.
No, I can sit down and play, like, you know, a Batman or something, but I was playing this game and it's just like... It's just like, stop going higher! Stop going higher!
I'm interested to see what you guys think, because we didn't really talk about it even then.
No, all these bright colours assaulting my face. I was just like, if I'd been sober, this would have been okay.
So basically...
Quick rundown is Ukulele is by some ex-developers at Rare, and they made Banjo-Kazooie. This is a spiritual successor, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It felt really Banjo-Kazooie as well.
It was incredibly Banjo-Kazooie.
It's 100% meant to feel like Banjo-Kazooie.
It was Banjo-Kazooie, but with a gecko and a bat instead of a bear and a bird.
And some new graphics.
I'm okay with that. Like, if we get Banjo...
That's what they set out to do, right? So
yeah.
If they need to reskin Banjo-Kazooie so we can get another Banjo-Kazooie game, like, it's legit.
Yeah.
Okay. The voices. How did you guys feel about the voices? I feel like this is a love-hate thing, because I freaking hated it.
Honestly, I didn't notice them being annoying. They just didn't. It was fine. That's what the all the voices were like that as well. So all the voices were like that in Banjo-Kazooie as well. So I think it's just another design that they've carried over.
Yeah.
Like if I was okay, I would have been okay with the voices. It was just because I was drunk. I'm not drunk. Okay, over. And it's just like I could not deal. But other than that, those voices I didn't mind.
I think my favourite part about the entire game was the fact that the snakes were wearing trousers. That was my favourite part.
What about how did you guys feel the bat sassiness came off?
Oh, the bat started getting on my nerves. Yeah. Like, the snake was just trying to help.
Yeah, me too.
The bat was just being like a dick about everything.
Like, I get it was meant to be funny, and I felt that, but I felt like some of them hit for me, like the first few hit, and then after that I was like, you're just kind of a dick, aren't you, bat? You're just kind of a dick.
It's just a dick. Like, maybe it wasn't meant to be funny. They're just abrasive.
I don't know.
Just sitting there being like going. How about you tell us something helpful next time? It's like, fuck you! You didn't know this thing before!
I feel like on a spiritual level, I am that bat.
Yeah,
so
I am not gonna lie. While I was playing that game, I felt like I was playing with Andy on my head, and it was okay at first, but then I was like, no, I don't need this anymore in my life.
You look over at Andy and just go, why did you enter my game? Every time we went to go sit down and play something, I always ended up being so far away from you guys.
Yeah. It was
Every
weird.
time.
Yeah, why did that keep happening? Yeah, why did that keep happening?
It's just like, oh, we're all going in together? Okay, no, I'm going to be a guy huge. Just like, I can't wait to talk about this game to you, random stranger who's dribbling on themselves. Hello. Like,
Who are you sitting next to who's dribbling?
I don't know. He was dribbling with stuff though.
Well,
I was like, that's not sanitary. This is why people get sick.
He really liked Banjo-Kazooie, you punk!
This was dishonest.
Oh, he really
was
liked
just
that too! What about the, like, okay, as someone who hasn't played Banjo-Kazooie, have you both played it? Is it as open world as this game is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I
It's
don't
the
think
same setup. So Banjo-Kazooie is always like you get into like a world hub, and then there's like many different directions you can explore in.
It does feel like the gameplay is different, but it feels like it's a reskin of the world.
Yeah,
Like,
okay, I don't think it's for me, but just as a game, not because I think it's badly made. Like,
Yeah, it's just that the design's missing it, your sort of thing.
yeah, like, I don't... When I was playing it, like, I felt like the mechanics would have been better suited in a space that wasn't open. Like,
Yeah.
not as open.
Say that.
If like, not closed off, but more of like a more traditional 3D platformer spaces.
Mm-hmm.
But that was...
I understand.
Yeah.
You know, there's another game that was kind of indie that I felt like did the whole like, we're gonna be sassy and funny thing way better.
Oh yeah.
And I don't remember its name, so that's.
Its name was
Suicide.
Piku Niku.
Piku Niku. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna get footage of this because not a super popular.
This is the game we have the video of you playing.
Yeah, which we will put into.
Which will go up at some point.
Piku Niku. I don't know if I spelled that right, but I'm getting some weird jazz.
It's P-I-K-U-N-I-K-U.
I-R-O-N-I-C-I-O-N-I-C.
N-I-K-U. Freaking hell! All the games that we played that don't show up on freaking YouTube is crazy.
I mean, this was in the Left Field collection, so I guess it's one of those ones that aren't really out there.
I want to get footage.
Don't. But again, we're going to be breaking it with the first footage when it comes out.
Can you send me that again, just to make sure I spelled it right?
P-I-K-U-N-I-K-U.
Okay, no, I spelled it right. I can't find anything on it. You think at least on Google, like, I'd find stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna break it. We're gonna break it with that. But yeah, so basically it was like you were a little blob man, and you were exploring a little blob world full of little blobs of various different shapes and sizes and colours. But then I felt the dialogue was what made it the funniest. So they were all just so like witty or sassy or quirky.
Yeah.
And that, it was all like very funny. Like they all like hit right on the heads, that regardless of who they were. It did it really well.
Yeah, it was really fun.
It was a very simple game, but the dialogue absolutely made it.
Found it. Someone else's PAX Gameplay Plus interview. Only has 22 views. Freaking poor game. I feel bad. Because it deserves more than this. Because I really enjoyed it. This is an interview. Just gonna... All of the gameplay shot off a screen because, like, freaking... Apparently they have their own trailers. But yeah, it's really cool. You play as the Red Man. The Red Man has... You're like a Jello blob. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was definitely... So it's a platformer. You're in a 2D platformer. You're kind of in a open world-esque thing for a 2D. There's little characters all around, and you go talk to them, and they give you little missions, and you go off do these little missions.
Kick him! Sorry.
And you put a spider on your head, and everything is great.
I don't know why. I still don't know why that spider was on your head. That was our big question by the time we finished. What was the spider?
I picked it up, and it just sat on my head.
Yeah, I know, but why though?
I'm your bro now.
But it's cute. I really like it. You got a kid who wants to play a platformer, get at him. You want to play a platformer, get at you. Everybody wants to play a platformer, get it.
Yeah, do the thing.
Nice to meet you. Oh God, stop kicking him.
But yeah.
Their website is down.
Because everyone's getting it.
Their Twitter page is Twittery.
Our followers are just like flooding that site.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I wish we were like mega super duper popular, because genuinely, like, both this game and Zone 100, I want to send the universe to them because I love them both, but I can't. I can't do anything. I have no influence. I'm a loser.
We need to gain more influence.
Alright, so Piku Niku got into Eurogamer's most top games of 2016, of EGX 2016. So I guess it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Their top games were Piku Niku, which obviously we've said was really good.
Pretty good, bruh.
We only tried it because of Eurogamer, so I guess Eurogamer's already doing a good job.
Yeah. Dishonored 2 is on there, obviously. I feel that's not really to be argued. Ukulele, which you've just said, is pretty good. A game called Tokyo 42, which
we both didn't like. Andy and me both tried this.
Yeah, we both tried this as well, and it was kind of like, it was. I could see where they were trying to go with it. It was kind of. I feel it was like a Retro City Rampage sort of game. If anyone's ever played that.
Yeah.
So if you're into that sort of game, like I like the art style.
Hard.
It was really hard.
And
Like
it didn't
if you've
feel
got.
hard like because it was fair. It just felt like hard because felt poorly made.
Yeah, I was like, if you've got depth perception problems, like you ain't getting anywhere in that game.
Yeah. I don't know.
But it looked cool. I guess I liked watching it. The guy before us was absolutely kicking ass on it, and it looked really cool to watch. But then we just scrubbed it up.
Yeah, yeah. When it's dude, it's beautiful. I don't think anyone could argue that it's not a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Is it a good game? Different question.
Not so much.
Not in my opinion, but I can definitely see people liking it. And I feel like if you can click with the mechanics, it will be like Andy said, it'll be like Retro City Rampage to you. You'll freaking nail it. You'll love it. You'll be like, I'm a boss. You'll feel like a boss. Everything will be good.
Yeah. I go pee. Be right back.
Okay.
But you have to get that flow, which I
Yeah, for sure. So I think we can wrap up EGX so we can do about the rest of our news. So any final thoughts on EGX? Come
on. I enjoyed it. It was nice to get hands on. It was nice to talk to people. It was nice to see cosplay. We didn't talk about that very much, but it's a couple cosplay. It was fun.
Yeah, we've got some videos and like pictures of that. We can put that up as well, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
But overall, fun convention. I think we all had a blast. It was nice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In Spawn Point in person as well.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It was the first con I'd been to, so I thought it was awesome. Again, when we go again next, we're probably going to skip Saturday because it seemed just to be like just absolute madness.
Like for real.
Just so you can do something else, like how we went go-karting on the Saturday. It was just it just broke up the time a bit, I felt. So it just made it a bit more fun. But yeah, like I said, it was nice to see all the little games. I honestly enjoyed some of the little games just as much as the big releases like Dishonored and that. It was fun just to see like all these little games I would have never played unless I'd gone there.
Yeah.
And just to like see all the other stuff, which was super cool.
Next year we'll do it better. Next year maybe we'll try and get a press pass.
I think we're definitely going to try that next year.
That'll be cool.
How hard could it be, right?
Yeah. New chef.
Okay. Luke, we're just wrapping up EGX, so any final thoughts for us?
Never drinking at a convention again.
Okay. I felt like I could tell that was coming, but yeah, also solid advice.
Look, Spoda, as soon as I passed level 2, I could only get 3 stars. I mean, 2 stars. You want me to get 3 stars? Get on here and play with me, you scrub.
Does that dog chef have no legs?
No, he doesn't. Is there a problem with him being disabled, Luke?
No, I was just like, what the fuck am I seeing?
Disabled people call me chef. Luke first. Luke said it first.
Chewing on my batteries and actually killing myself. Oh shit.
Alright, so now we've done EGX.
That was in the best last week.
I'm gonna move on to the other news that we have, because we did actually bring other news this week.
Lies. I don't believe it.
So I'm gonna start. There's only a few little bits for me. So
trailers.
Yeah, I'm gonna go afterwards, and then we can let Luke just talk for now.
yeah. So my first bit of news is about the Firewatch. Apparently, the Firewatch people. They made Firewatch the game.
Firewatch! Firewatch is a beautiful game.
Yeah, and because it's a beautiful game, they are teaming up with production company Good Universe to make a movie about Firewatch,
You know
and then
what?
they're gonna work. Yes.
I actually think Firewatch will be a better movie than it was a game.
Yeah, because it was essentially just an interactive story. So.
That you had no say in.
Yeah, it was just like it was like Heavy Rain. It was sort of like a narrative experience rather than a game.
Will it be done right though?
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. But they also said they're going to collaborate on other projects in the future, so maybe you can get some more really cool things like that.
What
I
is
guess
happening?
it doesn't have. What?
Oh, so the floor just tore itself apart.
Okay, it doesn't have an end release date or any kind of dates on it, so I guess we'll just have to wait and find out, right?
Seems like very early days.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so then my next bit of news is about a Street Fighter update, which is not normally something I'll talk about, but it's just the fact that apparently there was a patch for it a few weeks ago, and
Street Fighter's
somehow they managed to patch the game so it opened an backdoor for hackers.
Yeah, they put something that lots of people will probably be able to tell from the name is a bad thing. They put a rootkit into the game.
Yeah, they put a rootkit in that said it.
A rootkit.
Essentially, it leaves a backdoor for anyone to like go for the drivers and stuff. Right?
A rootkit lets you set access to as far into a system, like as far into Windows as possible, at will. So they were using that so that they could deep search and like pull cheat software out and block it at like a low level. First problem, don't do that. Don't do that with a rootkit. Bad idea. Second problem.
First problem, just don't.
Second problem, if you're gonna do it, lock up your rootkit like it's the most important thing that's ever happened in the world. Like, lock it up like it's a child and there's a rapist on the other side of that door and he wants to rape that child. Lock it up like that. Yeah. But instead, they just left it there. They just left it wide open. Ready for penetration.
I will point out that they've fixed it now. It's not a thing anymore, but still, it should never have been a problem in the first place.
It's the mentality that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's fixed now. I just thought that was an interesting choice by Capcom for a game that they've already managed to make people not like because it's been designed in such a ridiculous way. And my final bit of news is it's a trailer, so it's the Battlefield 1 campaign trailer. It's been launched.
Okay, this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not getting too deep into it.
So, if you gonna play?
I'll play with you. Oh, and you know, I was literally gonna either recommend you buy it or like get it for you so you could play with me. But it's local co-op. It's such a joke.
Yeah.
We playing the trailer?
Yeah. Now. Wait, no.
Okay.
Sorry, I started the game up. I'm gonna get yelled at. Like for that 1 second of delay, I'm gonna get yelled at by Ed. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
They push, we push. Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the clouds and a world beyond the war glimmers. Behind every gun sight is a human being. We are those people.
Promise me that you'll get me back in one piece. Okay, I promise.
Come on!
You may find you're out there all alone. You know that.
You can never stop the progress of machines.
If history only remembers 1 in 1,000 of us, then that future will be filled with stories of who we were and what we did. But until that day comes, we will stand. We will look death in the eye, and we will fight.
Xbox One.
Get the new Xbox One S.
Get the new Xbox One S. Get what's hot. Okay, Andy. Opinions?
I think it looks really cool. So like, it obviously gives you enough information about what's going on, so you can like get a bit of an idea. So obviously, it's going to be set across the various different war fronts of the campaign. You're going to be playing as different characters, and it's going to involve a few different historical characters as well. So,
all right.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be. It gives you enough, but it doesn't give away too much detail.
I'm just going to be immediate here. All right, Luke, rebuttal.
I just like. It's a nice trailer.
All right, Smoder's
and it tells me.
like, right, here we go.
Jesus Christ!
You're
any point to this?
You're wind up.
No, I don't know your arguments. I need to hear them.
No, okay, that's fair enough then. I just don't think it's like it's a nice trailer, but like in regards to it being like I like the way I prefer the way it's titled here on the Battlefield 1 thing, single player trailer, not story trailer. Because when I thought story trailer, I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to see where the like kind of overarching plot is and what's like the main drive for these characters in these battles. And like, when I watched the trailer, what? I know it's to win a war.
I feel like the main plot is World War One. Like, do you need much more detail on that? As like, if they're going to be in World War One, that's what's going.
If these all things are meant to be interconnected, and like there's a reason for all these characters being here, I'd like to be like, okay. So,
no,
like,
that's not
what
what
are
they
these
said.
people?
That's not what it's about. It's about the fact that the whole point of the trailer is what they said is it's like the views of different people during a war who are in different positions. So like maybe they might not have like an overarching thing. Like it's just like.
But they've said that there's that they're all connected in some way.
Yeah, because they're all in. It's like just the experiences of people in war.
No, but they've said this is like a story. They're all bridged together. There's a reason like. There's an overarching plot. Like these are multiple battles, but like there's like a general overall thing going on. Like, but I don't get any sense of that. I just get the sense that there's just multiple fights happening.
Okay, like I don't know what you want them to do about that. That feel like they couldn't really do much more other than like deliberately show you exactly how they're connected, and then it would just be telling you the entire story. I don't know how they can bridge the gap.
I think it was a bad trailer.
Why do you think it was a bad trailer, Kamal?
I think that I, as someone who knows nothing about DICE's... Okay, firstly, I've watched that trailer twice now.
Sorry, I just saw his comments.
I've watched the trailer twice now. I've watched it after reading a massive, like, thesis from a developer in the forum in Battlefield 1 about how the single-player mode works, right?
I haven't read a damn thing about how the single-player
So I've watched it then, which is now, and I watched it as someone who was like, World War One, Battlefield 1 single-player trailer, and this impression is from the first thing, because I feel like the second thing is an irrelevant impression. And someone who has any information about the single player pre-watching this trailer, it's a relevant impression for a trailer that's meant to be shown to people that don't know anything about it. The reason I feel like it was a bad trailer is because watching it, I did not know which characters in this were playable. I did not know what scenes in that trailer were gonna be in the game and what were just scenes of World War One. I didn't know what, like, if there was an overarching story arc at all. Like, you said they're gonna have loads of different people. I didn't. How did you get that from this trailer? I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. I just saw scenes of war. Like,
I mean, there was that you saw in Lawrence of Arabia. You saw the
Yeah, I saw Lawrence of Arabia, and I knew that.
And you saw the Red Baron.
See, I don't know who these people are, though. I'm not a lore nerd.
Yeah, I don't know.
You watch the trailer, it's just peeps. Peeps fighting.
I saw the Lawrence of Arabia, and I was like, okay. And I've already been told before that. I was like, okay, I know this Lawrence of Arabia is a thing, so I know Lawrence of Arabia is a part of it. And I was like, so who? And especially me, like, having heard, the story's focused on Lawrence of Arabia. I'm like, who the fuck are these guys? Who's this Rayman? Where did he come from? What's this?
Why is, like, at the end of the trailer as well, it's like, why is, like, the guy's pointing a gun at the other guy, and the guy's pointing a gun back, and it's like,
I think that was over dramatization of a scene. That was unnecessary. I can see that.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
I don't know who the fuck this guy is, and I don't know who the fuck the other guy is, but I'm meant to care about this.
You're not meant to care yet. You're meant to think it's cool.
But
I mean,
now
that bit was stupid. That bit was dumb. I'll give you that.
Now I know when I play the game that guy's going to turn out this guy at some point, and that guy's going to turn out the other guy at some point. It's like, why did I need to know this?
I don't
I guess,
I don't like those horses unless they can't mount them as explosives and send them into enemies. The horses got nerfed, SP.
Oh yeah, they did.
The horses got nerfed since the beta, so you can headshot.
When a horse can carry 3 people and one of them's holding a flamethrower.
I don't know. I felt like because I watched the trailer and really realistically, I want Battlefield 1 to have a good single player, and I'm only gonna buy Battlefield 1 if it has a good single player because I don't care for its multiplayer. And I watched it hoping that it was going to sell me. And the main reason I feel like it was a bad trailer is because I watched it and I was like, that's the pretty game that you showed me before. I don't trust that single player is going to be a good single player. You've not shown me anything that's shown that, like, this is going to be an enticing single player. You know? And, like, and after I went and read the guy's thing, right? And I went and read the guy's thing, and I found out, and Andy must be, like, Andy either more intuitive or smarter than me or whatever. He already got this from the trailer.
Can it be both?
It can be both. He got this from the trailer. I didn't get from the trailer that, I'm going to be playing a bunch of different main characters, a bunch of different places. I didn't get that.
I mean, I could tell that it was different, like, scenarios, different, like, fronts of the war, so I assumed the fact that they're showing them all would mean that you're playing as a character in each of those theaters, I guess.
But, so I read, and obviously he was like, you know, that's happening, and he went on to talk about, like, the tank story, and, like, why they're doing the tank story, and you're playing as a dude who's never been a soldier before, and his, like, whole thing is, like, I'm good at cooking or something. It wasn't cooking.
That's the chauffeur guy, right? I saw that, and I was like, I don't know where you got all that information from. I just saw a dude in a tank. But...
Yeah, and all of that jazz, and I was like, okay, I guess that sounds. And I watched the trailer a second time, and I could see it this time. Like I could see the clear like divisions of like the.
One was at Gallipoli, one was at in Arabia, and one was on the Western Front, I believe.
But then that ended up making me more worried about the single player further because it felt like the single player was going to be a collection of like 6 missions, all taking place in a different area, and that's it. That's the game done. I was like, okay, so there's not going to be any in-depth characterization of these guys. There's not going to be any overarching story. There's going to be a few demo-like experiences in different zones to let you get the hang of Battlefield so that you could go play the multiplayer. Which makes sense from DICE's perspective, just doesn't sell me on the single player.
Yeah. It's the same. Do you think it sounds like the sort of shoehorning in the single player to appeal for other audiences? Yeah, I can see that because I know Battlefield is generally a multiplayer game. So.
Yeah. It's just if the game is mainly meant to be, if that is the case, if that like turns out to be the case that the single player is just demoing for the multiplayer, did they need to be a single player trailer? Like I don't think they need to drum up any more hype than they've already got because people are hyped for this game already.
They need to inspire debate, apparently.
Was it necessary?
I don't know, but I don't know. I thought it looked cool, but
that was on my news. Cool.
Yeah, it definitely looked cool.
It just brings up more questions than it answers for you.
Yeah.
every time I think back on the trailer, I think of that plane bit, and I was like, that's pretty cool. When they did the whole, like, he took a picture as well, and I was like, snap, motherfucker.
Snap, motherfucker.
Come on, why don't you take us to your couple of news?
Okay, my first piece of news is there's this wonderful little game called Battleborn. You may have not heard of it. It's pretty hipster. Few people play it, like 5 whole people maybe.
One of them's Chris.
One of them's Chris.
One of them's Chris.
And even then, he's like, I don't associate with that game.
Well, that game is $60, and it's an MMO. So that tells you 2 things. One thing, price for entry. Second thing, it needs a big community to be a fun game, because it's an MMO and it's based on multiplayer. Well, rumor has it, it's going free to play. Then Randy Pitchford, the guy, like the head of
Gearbox,
the guys who make it, came out and was like, no, that's a reckless story coming out of Battleborn. Oh, this is a quote. I was just told a reckless story about Battleborn going free-to-play that is false. There are no plans to convert Battleborn to free-to-play. Later, he tweeted, we have unannounced plans to do a trial version of the game that will be free from which the retail version can be purchased along with DLC. And then so then games journalists were like, so it's you're giving a demo? And he's like, no, there is no time limit on the trial version. I was like, so it's free to play? What is this?
I don't know. They keep telling me to say things, but I don't know what. So he rips the thing out of his ear. I don't know.
Poor Randy Pitchman looks like he's lost in his own company. Just like doing things. It's just like, what?
I just love that, like, I don't know, like, Steven the coffee boy comes up to me and he's like, okay, this is what we're doing. He's like, how do you know that?
It's so sad. But from what I gather, and Randy Pitchford doesn't know, so I don't know, guys. My word isn't gospel here. But my best guess would be that they're gonna make a free-to-play version of Battleborn that doesn't have everything that the pay version has. So, like, if you have a $60 experience, you get all the characters unlocked, and you get maybe even the story mode completely limited to the $60 experience. And the free-to-play one will be Battleborn, but it will be more like League in the sense that you get a couple characters to start off with, you buy the other characters using some in-game currency or some money, and maybe you don't even get the story mode. Maybe that's why they're so like, it's not free-to-play Battleborn, it's less than Battleborn, you know? I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I can see that.
We'll have to wait and see. They're not happy about this stuff leaking, though. I'll tell you that much. But that was pretty much it. There wasn't really too much to say about Battleborn other than they need more players, and going free-to-play is probably the best bet for them, and I don't blame them for doing it, as sad as it is for them. I don't blame them for doing it.
They need to do something.
Yeah, they put all this work into a game that's
sure.
going to have, like, a lifespan like this, and they got a lifespan like this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that. Watching Scream intently.
My second piece of news is really UK specific and kind of irrelevant, but I thought it would strike up an interesting conversation about the future of consoles. Sony price dropped the original PS4 in England store wide. Was a copy of FIFA 17 for free to £150. A console
That was absurdly cheap, right?
Yeah, a console that
Stupidly
just
cheap.
a week ago cost £250 on its own, flat, right? Look, it was so cheap that I have another one. I have another PS4 over here. I just picked that up. Yep, I bought another PS4, guys. I'm an idiot. There's a PS4 over there.
Why?
Back. That's how cheap that was. I bought the PS4. I got a copy of FIFA, was it? For 150 quid. I went to CEX, right?
Mm-hmm.
I sold the copy of FIFA, and I sold the controller. I got the £73 back. I just got a PS4 for like £77. A brand new PlayStation 4. What is happening? I don't understand.
I hate you so much right now in this moment.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It's so.
Should have done this.
You should have. I messaged him and goes, "Get PlayStation." Looks like I don't
know,
have money.
it's just
I was like, okay, I'm not gonna put pressure on you because you know I know your monetary situation could be delicate sometimes. But it's insane because FIFA on its own is worth 40 quid, right?
Yeah.
The controller on its own is worth 40 quid. The console. Like, so this is my guess, and you guys tell me why you think maybe they did this. My guess is that Sony is worried that since the old PlayStation 4 design looks kind of like the Pro design, except for the extra stack, that people will get confused when the Pro comes out about which is PS4, which is PS4 Pro, which is PS4 Slim, right? So I think that Sony told all of the stores that they can just clear their regular PS4 stock at cost, like with no profit. And the idea is to get all of the old PS4s off the market and then have only the Slim and the PS4 Pro on the market. So they look very different. You have these two clear divisions. What is a PlayStation? It's either a PlayStation Slim or it's a PlayStation Pro.
Rather than having something blurring the lines between the two.
That would be my best guess. I don't know.
I can believe that.
I feel like that could be saved with just marketing though. It's just like incredible amounts spent on marketing.
I feel
but
like...
you're always gonna get people who don't check that sort of thing and just wander in, just say I want the thing.
But Luke, you'd be spending money on marketing. When you sell a PS4 at 150, it's a great deal for us. For them, they're breaking even. They're not losing money. They're selling at cost. They're not making money, but they're not spending money. That's the important part, you know. I don't know. This is just my. This is a complete just
Unjectional.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I just don't see how that would ease the confusion. You know, like I get that more people have PlayStation 4s, but like
because it's the PS4, the new one and the Slimmer, the difference is much clearer than it is between a regular one and the other two.
Did it go offline for anyone else? It should still be online and still streaming.
No. Still on for me, so. It's just an ends button, isn't it? Nope, no.
T-Jun is following. Yeah!
oh, we're not following.
We did it.
We gobble Emma.
I don't know. I found the whole thing, and the fiasco was so funny to follow. Like literally, Tesco this morning was like, "We're doing it, by the way," and literally, like, there's footage of people just like ransacking Black Friday style Tesco stores. It's crazy.
It's okay.
Oh no.
Just expect you now to tune up to every podcast. Don't worry about it. Like,
it didn't go off.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
And if you didn't, I will send you a message saying do it with a full stop.
So now I have my personal PS4 in my room, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Check you out. What's your double PS4s?
Elgato now.
This was cheap enough that if Anne lived in England, I probably would have just bought it and given it to her so she'd finally get a new console. That's how cheap this was. Like, it's so stupid cheap. But like, that's I still don't get it. I still don't get it. Like, but you know, you do you, Sony. The whole thing's kind of over now just because all the stock is gone.
I mean, that was probably the idea, right? Just to clear it out.
Yeah. And I guess like it's kind of a win-win for Sony because it just strengthens their like kind of ownership of the market in the UK.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Oh my god, that would be the dream. Why don't I live in England?
Do it.
Do it. Do it. Move now. Easy.
Do it.
Alright, Luke, what do you want to drop on us first?
Oh, I'm now gonna talk about some live news that's happening right now. Whoa.
I don't like it. We're not ready for this. We're not prepared.
TwitchCon's happening. They're announcing some stuff right now on their Twitter. Thing that I kind of not surprised. I guess it's just kind of neat if you're partnered or whatever. They're announcing loyalty badges. So like the more you subscribe to a person, like say like you subscribe for 1 month you get one badge. You subscribe for 2 months you get another badge.
Is this next to your name?
Yeah.
Can I complain about this?
Yes.
People are getting too much badge stuff next to their name.
I know, it's just going to be like a whole mess of crap next to the names, right?
So you can have a mod sword. Okay, let's ignore that because you have to be a mod for that. You can then have Turbo, Twitch Turbo. You can now have Bits, a Bits icon next to your name. Then you get the sub icon, and now you get a sub badge?
Let me just read a bit more. It says, starting today, you can head over to the partner settings. Oh yeah, my partner settings.
Yeah, Luke.
Section of your dashboard. And select badges. From there, you'll be able to upload custom art for the base of 1, 3, 6, and 12 and 24-month anniversary badges. You'll have a 3-week head start over getting art created and uploaded before the badges are enabled for your viewers. You can read more to find the details of it. So you have to turn it on.
Oh, wait, I have a question. Does this replace the original I'm subscribed badge?
It probably does.
Okay, if it does that, I have no problem though, because it's not really adding clutter, is it?
No.
Cool. Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's a nice little thing, I guess.
Sure, it's a new thing.
No, never mind. They were just using a base mod sword image. I was thinking it may have replaced like the mod sword for some people, but like no, it doesn't. But like there's other stuff that I'm not going to really go into.
I actually have a thing you reminded me of that's Twitch related.
Mm-hmm.
It's Amazon, but for everyone that doesn't know, Amazon owns Twitch.
Amazon own everything.
And Amazon also owns, after they bought Twitch, they made a game development studio that has yet to release anything. Well, today I'm going to have to add this to link them because it's not there. This is spontaneous.
I've got mine like open as well. Sorry.
Yesterday they announced like 5 new games that their game studio is going to be releasing soon. All of them are, surprise, surprise, heavy on Twitch integration. Because Amazon owns Twitch. But it's pretty cool because they're games that nobody would make unless they own Twitch. And, for example, there's one of them, I think it's called The Crucible. And the idea is that you're in, like, a crucible, your character, and Twitch chat controls that world. And they change the world, and they add enemies, and they can make it more difficult, and they can drop you goodies and stuff like that, right? As you try to survive. The reason nobody would make this, except for someone who owned Twitch, is basically, this is targeted at streamers. There's, like, what, a couple thousand good streamers that would want to buy this game. For everyone else, it's a completely useless game, right? But if you own Twitch, then your Twitch chat starts donating, and then you get money. So it's a win-win for Amazon. So that's why they're making this game. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like a pretty fun time for some Twitch streams. But yeah, that was it.
And the last 2 big things to come out of this Twitch spam feed that I'm getting on Twitter. There's more transcodes, apparently. So, like, the video quality is going to go up. And you can now make clips while you're watching a live stream, and you can also make clips from your iPhone or Android as well. So that's kind of neat. Not really much to it, but
there's a little extra nugget of stuff you can do, I suppose.
Let's see. Okay, what should I start with? So many options. I'm going to save my trailers for the end. I'm going to start with Destiny 2 Electric Boogaloo. Is rumored to be coming on PC sometime late 2017. These rumors are quite credible because they're coming from a source.
Electric Boogaloo too, right?
Yeah. Now, even if it doesn't, I'm going to all of my friends' copies. I'm just going to like sellotape a piece of paper that says Electric Boogaloo underneath.
Cool.
But apparently, it's coming from the source is a guy called Benny_A. Apparently, he has been a very credible source for Destiny leak news, Destiny 2 leak news specifically, because he knows some of the developers and he talks to them. Apparently, though, like, what can you expect from Destiny 2 is Destiny was, pretty average game, mediocre. Then the Taken King came out, which made it like there was story in that one, and people seem to enjoy that a lot more. So they've taken the directors for the Taken King, and they've placed them in charge of creating Destiny 2. And apparently as well, like, since it's coming to PC, they're not going to worry about the older consoles anymore. Like the latest DLC that just came out, Rise of Iron, is not on 360 and PlayStation 3. So they're hoping.
I hear there was a lot of improvements to graphical fidelity and effects due to that.
No, yeah, because they didn't need to worry. Wait, there's a thing here. They didn't need to worry about antiquated memory restrictions.
Yes.
So that is also pretty good. Also, they're hoping like now that it'll be on PC, there'll be like a much larger market.
I can't regret them because it's out of stock now. But genuinely, 75 quid is not that much. Sorry.
It ain't that much
For a console, come on.
For a next gen console too. And then the guy then just goes on to like a little bit of tidbits about the game. Apparently, Destiny 2 is going to feel like a completely different game compared to its predecessor. There's like working it from ground up again.
Or more worried?
It does. It does, honestly.
Apparently, it's going to be lit.
It makes me feel more worried.
Well, they're comparing it to Diablo 2. Diablo 1 to Diablo 2. Like, they kept the main things that people loved about the first game, but they got rid of and
Is it,
expanded
like,
on that stuff.
universally accepted that Diablo 2 and 3 are both worse than 1?
No,
I don't
I'm
know anything about
pretty sure it's
Destiny or
universally.
Diablo, so
I'm pretty sure it's universally accepted that Diablo 2 is so much better than the first one.
Okay.
But like, it's gonna carry on like gameplay elements and aspects from the first game, like that are gonna be expanded upon and just better. But there's the fear that it might just leave some characters and places behind. Like there'll be no returning to those planets and whatnot.
I'm fine with that if it makes it a better game.
Yo. Oh yeah, same. Like I would much rather play in new destinations rather than be like, oh, let's go to the old world again. Yeah. Like it's freaking super.
I mean, surely if you've got the opportunity to expand, you'd want to take that opportunity. So,
As long as they learn from Destiny, and they've shown with the DLC that they're definitely learning.
Well, every DLC they did like being
better,
rectifying the problems that they caused themselves. So, I can imagine they'd continue on with that same train.
There is something here that I wanted to talk about.
Oh my god, there's a car.
One of the two, like this is a quote now, from the article. One of the terms we'll be hearing often of Destiny 2, according to the sources, is play-in destinations, a new activity model that will revamp how Destiny's world functions. The plan, from what I've heard, is for Destiny 2's planet areas to feel more populated with towns and outposts and quests that are more interesting than the patrol missions you get in Destiny. So I think, the idea is that they may be getting rid of the main hub, and then just every planet's got like a kind of mini main hub, and then you go out from there and do quests, like actual quests, not like go shoot 50 of these guys in the head.
Yeah.
So that's fun. And also, but like a lot of people worried about them like just ditching characters. Also, a lot of the veteran Bungie staff have left the studio.
Not surprised.
But they've still got a bulk of 750 employees working on the game, so not many people worried. Like in all honesty, if them leaving makes the game better.
It's not. I think at least from what I've heard, for a lot of Bungie staff, were not ready for what EA asks of games development studios, which apparently is not a fun experience.
I can see that they've had issues in the past. Like everyone remembers the whole Halo 2 fiasco. We've got how many months to make this? No. They pulled through, but like they did not give themselves time for like the creation of this game. Yeah, that's pretty much like all the leaked news apparently on Destiny 2 Electric Boogaloo. Is there anything else I want to talk about? Okay, no, I just got trailers now.
Alright,
Okay.
we finish this one.
Which
Okay, we'll vamp in the background. So Krendor's tweeting a lot about
What's he tweeting?
what's happening at TwitchCon.
Oh, he has.
I'm loving most of them.
Krendor's great. He's the worst. I love it.
He just posted, guys, all your favorite Twitch streamers are on TwitchCon, but I'll be streaming, so you all know who you want to use your Prime subscription on. Winky face.
Prime subscription?
Yeah. Oh, there's a new like Prime subscription thing.
Wait, what? This is interesting.
I don't-
To me.
I don't know. Okay, I get Twitch up.
This is news and it's interesting. Because I have Prime. Does this mean I can subscribe to people because I'm on Prime?
Oh, you'll be like wait there, let me get the Twitch thing up. I need to go back to the Twitch homepage on Twitter. Already have Amazon Prime? Get your free Twitch Prime features now by linking your account at twitchprime.com.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be special.
You are. Also included with Twitch Prime, a free channel subscription fully paid to the broadcaster to support any channel on Twitch.
Oh my god! I'm sad.
yeah, I'd say a thing that says free game loot every month, free Twitch channel sub every month, discounts on new release box games on Amazon, and release day delivery.
Top! I already pay for a Prime membership. Like, I'm just getting goods now. Like, not even like doing anything.
Fair enough, I guess.
That really
That level's still going.
yeah.
It's got a timer in the corner.
Yeah, just...
I know, but like he's ahead, so I don't know how like.
I think it's only like 10 seconds for me, so I figured it'll be like 20 seconds or whatever. Yeah. But I could. That Twitch Prime thing is pretty interesting. Like, it's actually something that would make me consider getting Amazon Prime because you get a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no, they're making Amazon Prime. I know, who just put it on the back of a moving truck. It's funner that way, Anne. Oh.
Yeah, you
Okay,
just gotta have the
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hardcore food enthusiasts.
Okay, let's.
Yeah, they're all about that food.
Amazon Prime is getting to be quite the deal recently. They keep adding stuff.
Yeah. It's almost as if they want to own more of the world.
Sorry,
Right.
Andy. What do you want me to start with, Luke?
Do you remember how sad it was looking at the Amazon booth at EGX? Just like these three people were just standing there, like
Getting
we
paid
want it.
dollars.
Yeah, they're getting paid dollars, but they looked sad. That was the thing, though.
Yeah.
It's, like I know how that feels to be like when I'm just sitting there at work being like I got nothing to do, but there's no one to serve. Like I once saw someone heading over to the kiosk, and I dragged them over to me, and I was like, no, give me purpose, I want purpose.
Mm-hmm.
But
What trailer should I start with, Luke?
I think we'll do movies last.
It's up to you.
So I'm gonna leave GTA 5 Redux alone because I'm not sure how much I got to say on that. But the Watch Dogs story trailer.
So that's one.
Watch Dogs. Okay.
Come on, press play.
Nice, skip to the end. There you go, Xbox One, we're done. Moving
There you
on,
go, that was
next
trailer.
trailer.
Next.
Okay. Strong sexual themes.
Wait, if you press play.
That's him. Marcus Holloway. Time him.
Too late, he's in.
Who is he?
That's the guy who could help us change the world. Welcome to DedSec. I'm Satara. This sweetheart is Josh. This weirdo's Wrench. And this is Horatio.
It's the crew, huh? Took y'all long enough to come get me.
Bloom CTOS is like a giant spider web, endlessly gathering data. They're making backroom deals to trade our private information. We have to stop this. We're talking data manipulation on a massive scale. Rigged elections, weapons programs, spying into people's homes. All of it controlled by one man, Bloom CTO, Dushan Nemec.
Wait, so all these companies just agreed to funnel all their data through Bloom? Does anyone else find it suspicious?
All that data at Bloom's fingertips, that's like the world's most powerful monopoly.
This is systemic injustice at its highest level.
Let's show them what going to war with us really means. I want to introduce you to Raymond Kinney.
Hey, and you're talking to Bloom's public enemy #1, son? Don't go near DedSec. They're my responsibility.
That, my friend, is CTOS without any makeup.
A few civilian casualties is the cost you have to pay for the betterment of the world.
You can't see the people you're stepping on.
Guess what, Marcus?
Guess what? The people, they don't care how it works, only that it does.
Namaste.
Oh my god.
Nice hat.
What?
Nice mask.
Okay, we're good.
Available November 15th, 2016.
Did that game actually have character?
All right.
What's at the end there?
Had no character, and they had to try and rectify that.
Did they like make people have like personalities?
All right. Like they were actually likable characters. Like, what is this?
It looked pretty good. I mean, okay. I have two issues with Watch Dogs 2's presentation. I worry that the level of cheese will be too high. I know there is a base level of cheese with hacker stories that are told as epics, because hacker stories aren't epics. And it just naturally adds like a level of cheese, right?
Are you telling me, Cloud, that that's not true hacking being displayed in that game?
But the other thing I worry about, or the other thing that bugs me, is that these are meant to be this like this collective, like anonymous kind of like like high level hackers that like mess around for a living. And now they're getting together to do something like proper. Why the fudge are they shooting up people like they're military?
I know, right? Yeah, that was the bit that confused me.
He's just like, it was all like great and hacky and stuff, and then he walks down the street with like a machine gun. He's like, "Yeah, mate, I'ma kill some civilians."
Maybe they steal a large shipment of weapons. You don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying why do they have the guns. Yeah. Apparently they 3D print the guns. By the way, apparently that's a mechanic in the game, like 3D printing custom weapons. I'm okay with them having the guns. How comfortable they are using the guns? Weird to me. Weird to me that they're all like murder, murder, murder.
It's just like computer nerds. Like, oh yeah, we're just straight mercenaries now.
It would be interesting maybe if they put a spin on that. The whole like maybe they're taking vigilante justice too far. You know, like that would be interesting to me if they were like, "Are the steps we're taking?"
Definitely, that would be a cool conversation to have. The other thing that actually intrigued me was the scene where like the main character was there in the room with the main enemy. Was Douche himself, the douche, right? And there was that bit of conversation of like the public doesn't care as long as it works, and like it showed me that it wasn't gonna take a Watch Dogs 1 route of like, oh, now you're in the room with main enemy, or an Assassin's Creed route of like stab him real quick. Like there might actually be a conversation, there might be changes in the characters' motives and directions and stuff, which is always a good thing to have in a story.
That answers your question there, but
you could also have leverage on them, like you kill me when one of your friends dies. Ha 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 ha! I am villain. Namaste. My name is Douche.
Just in case the subtleties did escape you there, his name's Douche.
But the guy felt very CEO, so I enjoyed that.
Oh, he reminded me of Silicon Valley. It's lovely. Not real life Silicon Valley, the comedy Silicon Valley. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot more heart than this. It seems. Like, they got the kooky guy, and I love that they brought the kooky guy from the last game in, and they've like added another kooky guy in this game.
I hate that guy's mask.
I know you do.
Like it's actually such a big turn off for me. That like it's so close to making me not want to buy this game at all because I think it looks just that dumb. I think it looks that dumb, man.
Is that bad?
He's got spikes on his face because he's so cool, like an emoji eyes. Oh my god!
He's so edgy though.
I hate it, man. I hate it so much. Next
trailer.
Yeah, we've got a lot to go for apparently.
We got only 2. Like I've cut out half my stuff.
Cool.
So what's next, Luke?
The Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them trail.
Okay.
I'm saving the best for last, Andy. I see what you're doing.
I'm just going around waiting for you to pick which one you were doing.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
You've known for 24 hours that an unregistered wizard set magical beasts loose in New York? Yes. Where is this man?
So, you're the guy with the case full of monsters, huh?
Whose travels first?
Mr. Scamander, do you know anything about the wizarding community in America? We don't let things loose.
Hey, Mr. English guy, I think your egg is hatching.
You wiped his memory, right? The no magic.
The what?
No magic. The non-wizard.
Sorry, we call them muggles.
The no magic. And this is such an American thing to call someone.
It's gotta be super simple, right?
Yeah, right?
Give it away.
They don't know magic, guys, because he's got no magic.
Something is stalking our city, wreaking destruction, and then disappearing without a trace. Witches live among us.
We've lived in the shadows for too long. I ask all of you, who does this protect? Us or them?
Danger. He senses danger.
This is related to Grindelwald's attacks in Europe. This could mean war.
We got a plan, right, guys? They need our help.
Was that everything that came out of the case?
I won't let another one die.
I refuse to bow down any longer. Time is running out. Mr. Commander.
That looked good.
That did look good, right?
I liked it. I hate that I want to watch it, but I liked it.
My own person thinks that's a stupid trailer.
Yeah, apparently. Tell us why.
Yeah. Apparently it's just me, yeah.
What do you not like?
Tell you why.
I mean, if you can. I know you can't always put these things into words straight away. Like,
it's just so Americanized. It's like,
Oh, here we.
Can I continue? It's just like they just make the whole Harry Potter thing. It's like, oh, it's in America, so it's gotta have like it's gonna be super gun battles with wizards and people and stuff. It's just I don't know. It just doesn't seem. I guess I'm not a Harry Potter fan, so it was never gonna get me anyway.
I'm not a Harry Potter fan though.
Neither am I.
I like that they're kind of gonna have a conversation that they avoided having the entirety of Harry Potter of like.
Is it about like whether they should come out or not?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, that's what I
or
love.
just the conversation about like the secrecy in general is just like kind of pointless. Like kind of not that useful.
Like that's what I was most interested by. Don't get me wrong, I always love a good monsters movie, and like this seems to have a lot of them. I like that it's also set in a different place.
Yeah.
Like
I'm probably just gonna be sat there admiring CG monsters. I'm not gonna lie. I do like me some CG monsters.
A chance to see like another part of this universe set in like possibly a different culture.
Yeah, it's a Harry Potter.
It's definitely set in a different culture if it's in America, right? Because you saw like they're calling them like what was it, no magics or whatever.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
See, obviously there's gonna be like some total differences about this.
Yeah, this is Harry Potter recipe. This is set before Harry Potter, though, right?
Yeah, it is.
I would guess so, just by the state of like the world. Like it's very.
Yeah, it looked very 1930s ish.
It's a story about.
Apparently, according to our resident Harry Potter nerd, it's about Newt Scamander, who wrote one of the textbooks for
used in classes in
Harry Potter. Yeah. Okay.
He has a briefcase and it's full of monsters because
he had a briefcase and then he put a monster in a teapot. That was confusing. I assumed it was because
magic.
No, but was that his? Like, I just thought, like, yeah, okay, he's got all that stuff in the briefcase. I guess it's his magic briefcase. And then he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna put him in the teapot. Okay.
Well, sometimes
he wrote a book called Fantastic Beasts and Where to
certain
Find Them.
objects.
You want to know where to find them? America, because that's where he let them all go.
But I liked as well the whole what was it? Like the fact that like this, like one of the things I disliked in the films. I can't speak of the books. In the films of the Harry Potter series was like there was these big like battles and like there was a battle in London when they were on brooms and stuff, and just nobody picked up on that. And it's just. I like as well that there's these massive displays of magic and people are seeing it, you know? and like Muggles are being like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah. Oh, SB, you won't need to. You won't need to see any Harry Potter to watch this film. So that's.
It's like a prequel, right?
Also, don't listen to Anne. Harry Potter's solidly mediocre.
Yeah, Harry Potter's
if
like.
you want to see it, watch it. But if you don't want to see it, you're not missing out on anything magnificent.
It's another Chosen One story. Yeah. There's only one guy who can save the whole fucking world.
It's pretty standard. Maybe if you were still like a young teen, I'd be like, oh.
If you were small, because you know they're children's books.
Young teen books, Andy, not children.
Someone's gonna get triggered now in about 10 to 15 seconds.
Dude, there's nothing to get triggered about. That's a fact. It's also a fact that it can be enjoyed by adults, but like it's still a fact that it was a book written for young teens. Like there's no questioning that.
I mean, someone's still gonna get triggered.
Anyway.
But yeah, I'm probably gonna watch this. That's the first time I've ever said that about anything in the Harry Potter series. Like all the other films, I got dragged on.
If I was in the spot, I'd be telling you all things. Oh, I'd be telling you things.
Whether we be listening or not is a different story.
Lovely.
I'm just trying to cause problems because I'm a Slytherin and apparently they're all evil. So
they are all evil. I still hold to the belief that if you're in Slytherin, just get taken to a little room and just get your head bashed in. Like
you have no redeemable qualities, right?
It's amazing. They have a hat that tells you like how potentially evil a man is. And they ignore it. They're like,
but the children, they've got to choose their own path. It's like, no, concentrate
the path is evil. The path is evil. That's the path they're gonna choose.
It's a little mini Hitler right there.
I felt like she tried to dial that back, like, as the series went on. She was trying to be like, oh crap, I wrote them all too evil. Like, it was too
kind
late.
Of bad. They're like edging. They're edging.
Yeah, see, this is what they're telling you. This is what they'll tell you, the Harry Potter fans. They'll be like, Slytherin isn't evil. But, like, it's just...
So the assholes we see in this series just happen to come from Slytherin. Huh?
Alright, is there anything else you want to show us, Luke?
The last one is the Doctor Strange trailer.
Doctor Strange. This is a TV series. This is a movie. This is a TV series.
This is a movie. This is definitely a movie.
I didn't know if it was a Netflix series or a movie for a second. I was so confused.
They're in the best place.
Alright, let's do this. Go.
You think you know how the world works? You think that this material universe is all there is? But what if I told you the reality you know is one of many?
This doesn't make any sense.
Not everything has to, Doctor Strange. Through the mystic arts, we harness energy and shape reality.
The Avengers protect the world from physical dangers. We safeguard it against more mystical threats.
Come with me.
You'll die protecting this world, Mr. Doctor. Mr. Doctor, it's strange. Maybe. Who am I to judge?
It's fun to try to watch a trailer.
What punch? Can I say that line was like super duper freaking on the nose? The Avengers protect the world from physical dangers. Like, yes, I get it. Okay, you're a movie about magic, and the Avengers isn't. It's like, thank you for telling me that. I am a dumb viewer. Yes.
There's probably an instance in that movie where that line makes sense. But like when you just insert it into the, like, if you had at least Doctor Strange,
look how smart we are.
if you had at least Doctor Strange going like, why didn't you save New York or any of these other places when they came under threat? And then like that guy then explains then that would have been a bit better. Yeah. But like I'm super hyped for this. Mr. Doctor.
Mr. Doctor.
My other favorite joke from these trailers was the whole like, what is it? Like he hands him like a little piece of paper and it's like a bunch of garbled words. He's like, what is this, an incantation? And he goes, no, it's the Wi-Fi password. We're not savages. Yeah. It's just, this is what I remember before when I was talking about how like Doctor Strange, like he's a great like wizard and warlock and stuff, but he's just that's this kind of culture shock with him where he hasn't been grown up in this world. He's still kind of like tied to reality, I guess you could say.
Doctor Strange, why didn't you help the Avengers? Look, it wasn't
magical enough. It was just space aliens.
It's just a physical threat, so you know, I'm not about that.
I don't know.
You are.
No, that's a joke. I don't need to respond to that seriously.
Yeah, there was, yes, it was.
But what was I gonna say? Oh, head is it? Oh, do my eyes just click?
Yeah, probably.
Ew.
I feel like eyes clicking.
But yeah, I'm hyped to see this movie. I'm loving as well that it's apparently just gonna have like, other than like the occasional reference, gonna have no ties to the bigger universe. Yeah. Maybe something at the end of the Infinity Stone, but you know that's what they're gonna do at the end of every Marvel movie now.
It feels like it's just a bunch of stuff that's like forcing them to like make references now with the fact that there's so many Marvel things going on.
They got to, like, otherwise the universe just doesn't make sense. It's like,
no, so it's got to like be like, oh, we've got to like throw in this reference and this like thing and this thing. It's just like,
especially with a group of people like this who will have knowledge of the goings on of the universe, like especially when it comes to the Infinity Stones. It's just going to be a case of like, one of them is in the possession of the people that were saved at the end of Guardians. It's like, I'm liking that they're bringing the whole mysticism thing in though. It's nice. It's going to be a nice change of just like bulky guys with blasters. It's going to be now bulky guys with magic. It's nice. I like it. What is chat saying? Oh, never mind.
All right. Are we? Is that it? Is that podcast?
I believe that is it.
That is podcast 37.
Yeah, it was.
Podcast 35.3. 3.8.
Oh, he just said 37.
Okay. Thank you for watching Spawn Podcast 37. We're going to be putting some EGX content out on YouTube over the next weekend as I get edited. Thank you very much. Speaking of Super Saiyans, there's a new episode of Team 4 Stars Abridged, so you should go watch that. Alright, Andy.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Okay. So, again, thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed, you can check out our YouTube channel. It's got all of our backlog of podcasts on there if you want to catch up with anything or watch anything again. Also, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we'll be tweeting out whenever we do streams or putting other content up or doing the podcast and giving you news in general. If you've got any news that you want us to cover next week, if you tweet it to us or let us know in the Discord or whatever, we will put it in the link dump and give you a mention if you send it to us. And yeah, like I said, all of our EGX material will be going up in the next couple of weeks or so, so stay tuned on YouTube for that. And then that's about it, right?
Yeah.
Kamal streams in the week sometimes, so like check out for that.
Bye.